Here we are once again in the THP Tech Studio. This is one of my favorite style videos we run here, which is to make ball comparisons. And this isn't about major claims based on the way the balls are designed, but more or less me hitting it endlessly with a club I like and finding out what I can find for the difference, at least from my game. You guys all know about the OG. This is the ball that changed the ball, Chrome Soft. I'm not going to go into too much depth here, but the concept is let's get a ball that performs in a big way and get into people's hands. We know how that's worked for Callaway, but it seems like they've gone out of their way to add some additional elements to the lineup. Enter the Tour. This is a dominant tour ball, the Chrome Soft X. This is about adding speed, adding a little spin, everything you'd expect based on what people are saying out there. As mentioned, it is big on the tour. My expectation is I'm the guy who chases the lowest spin, so before I even hit, my assumption is Chrome Soft maybe isn't leaning towards me, but I bet for a lot of you out there, this is definitely a ball that you're looking for, especially when you want to add speed. Moving on, we have a new ball in the lineup. This is Chrome Soft XLS. I believe if you've heard our friends Michael Verska or Jason Finley talk about it, they say CSX LS. It's a lot to say, but what is it really doing? I always said we needed a bridge on the gap, and I think we have it here. This is about adding a little bit of speed to Chrome Soft, maybe a little bit of spin. Whether that's true or not, we will find out. We are here in the THP Tech Studio. I have a golf club I am very fond of, the X-Forge CB. It was in the bag last year. I'm super familiar with it. We have the 8-iron, a little strong lofted, which is what I like. We are going to hit a bunch of balls. And the idea here is, what are they doing for me to give you an idea what they might do for you? Let's get to it. And welcome to Compare. There is a fair bit to take in here. Some of the data isn't all that visual on the lettering here or the numbering, but you can see the consistency in the flight based on the average all up on the top left. My intent here is to create 3 very visually different ball colors, because I got a little bit roasted in a previous video when I used a black as a tracer. So despite doing that, it's actually very challenging to see the difference in the actual flight. There's a little bit of a change in the initial launch and as you get to peak, but I really like that you can see subtle changes as it approaches the green. You can see that CSLX, which is the CSX LS, which is in blue, is actually a little bit faster to get to the green, whereas Chrome Soft kind of flows down towards it. This is everything you'd expect. I mean, we have the information in our hands. Chrome Soft is expected to spin less, and I think that performance really shows here. We've got an average backspin of just over 6,200 RPMs and a ball speed of 123.1. I think that's great. That is fairly close to my expectations, and once again, I would always lean to this kind of ball when I'm playing because my peak height is usually over 40, which means I'm not worried about my descent. And again, we're using an 8-iron here, which means I want my ball to hit and stop, and I think every single one of these balls would perform in that regard. When you look at the subtle changes between Chrome Soft and Chrome Soft XLS, unfortunately I have Chrome Soft X in the middle here, which shows a very significant jump. It's over 1,100 RPMs of spin difference. I hit a lot of shots and eliminated a number of ones to take away my personal variable. I know generally in our reviews we don't do that to show a little bit of that deviation, but our goal here is consistency to what the ball is actually doing, not what I'm doing. And I think there's a nice representation here showcasing that on ball speed with a jump of over 2 miles an hour and then a big significant jump in the backspin. And then we close in on CSX LS, and you get that spin decrease off of CSX, which is what everyone's talking about. And you also get that little bit of ball speed bump which I believe everyone is also talking about right now. Those are the big performing elements of those two balls compared. The one thing that we're not speaking about here is this is an 8-iron. There could be significant differences both around the green and off the tee. Now, we're not here in the tech studio hammering drivers all day, and we're definitely not chipping around the green, so you'll have to go out and hit them for yourself to see whether that ball is what you're looking for. And it's nice that we have 3 separations here so you can go and enjoy it for yourself. I think the one telling feature for me here is I have an opportunity to pick a ball based on the performance I want. You'll notice the carry is actually very close to each other. Obviously that has something to do with spin plus speed equals the result. So, 171, I think based on everything I experienced last year with X-Forge CB is exactly the number I'm chasing. It just depends on if it's a windy day or if it's a day I just want to hit perfect shots into quiet greens with a lot of action. So I hope this rundown gives you a good look at what the 3 balls will do as compared to each other. I'd love for you to share with us in the comments what your expectations are, what you've seen personally between the balls you have hit. And then as we progress into 2022, get on to our forums and chat with us about your experiences or on our social medias. We'd love to hear from you.